All right, welcome back to the deep dive.
Thanks for having me.
So you shared a list from the top tens called Top 10 Animals People Own But Shouldn't,
Yeah,
and wanted a deeper look.
an interesting one.
It is, yeah. We're going to unpack why these animals, despite sometimes being legal as pets, are often not a good fit for a typical home.
Right, and it's not about judging or anything, but just sort of understanding what makes these animals particularly challenging
Yeah.
or even dangerous to keep as pets.
So let's start with some animals that are surprisingly common to see in people's homes.
Okay.
Despite that, they probably shouldn't be there.
Sounds good.
First up, wolf dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we all love dogs.
Sure.
But mixing in wolf ancestry can create some really unpredictable behavior.
Yeah, domestication is a process that takes, generations.
Right,
And while dogs descended from wolves,
right.
their behaviors and needs have diverged, significantly through selective breeding over thousands of years.
Yeah.
Wolf dogs, however, retain a lot of their wild instincts.
And that can lead to a lot of issues. For example, a wolf dog might instinctively see a small child as prey, or react aggressively in situations a domesticated dog would handle calmly.
Exactly. It's not about, demonizing the animal or anything like that. It's
Right.
just recognizing that their natural behaviors aren't always compatible with a domestic environment.
And here's the kicker. Wolf dogs are legal in many states,
Wow.
even some you might not expect.
Right.
We're talking Arizona,
Huh.
Colorado,
Okay.
even Alabama. You could theoretically have a wolf dog living next door.
Yeah, that raises some serious questions about, responsible ownership
It does.
and the potential risks involved.
Okay, let's move on to an animal that evokes, images of the American West.
Okay.
The bison.
All right.
You might be surprised to know that bison are actually farmed in a number of states.
That's right.
Places like Kansas, Arizona, and Texas all have bison ranches.
Yeah, which might lead you to think they're kind of similar to cattle.
But there's a huge difference. Literally, bison can weigh up to 2,000 pounds and have a powerful kick that can send a grown man flying.
Oh, wow.
They're also known to charge fences and even attack vehicles if they feel threatened.
Jeez.
There have even been instances of bison escaping from farms and causing property damage or injuring people.
I can imagine, yeah, their size and unpredictable nature make them very difficult to contain.
Definitely. Speaking of powerful kicks, let's talk about zebras.
All right.
They may look like fancy horses with stripes,
Yeah.
but don't be fooled.
No.
They are notoriously difficult to train and prone to kicking and biting.
Oh, really?
And those kicks are not to be taken lightly. Zebras have been known to break bones with a single well-placed kick.
Oh, wow, I did not know that.
So unless you have a lot of experience handling wild animals and a secure facility designed to contain them, a zebra's not the pet for you.
So true. I think we can all agree on that.
Agreed. Let's move on to some animals that are more obviously exotic but still kept as pets by some.
All right, let's do it.
First up, the llamas. Those big eyes and fluffy tails might fool you into thinking they're cuddly companions, but don't be deceived.
Yeah, they're adorable, but lemurs, despite their appearance,
Yeah.
possess sharp claws
Mhm.
and teeth, and they're known to bite even in supposedly tame individuals.
And even spaying or neutering, which some owners do to try and curb aggression, doesn't always work.
No, these are wild animals with wild instincts.
Yeah.
And a home environment doesn't erase that.
And their complex social needs are also difficult to meet in captivity.
Right.
In the wild, they live in troops and have intricate social structures. Confining them to a typical home can lead to boredom, frustration, and aggression.
Totally.
And speaking of creatures that probably shouldn't be kept in a typical home, let's talk about alligators.
Oh boy, all right.
Alligators are apex predators.
Yeah.
They have incredibly powerful bites and a natural instinct to hunt. Even trained alligators can be unpredictable and dangerous, especially as they grow larger.
And they can get huge.
And we're not just talking about a little nip here.
No.
Alligators can deliver a bite force of over 2,000 pounds per square inch.
Oh my goodness.
That's enough to crush bones.
Yeah, you don't want to get anywhere near those jaws.
And also, let's not forget their dietary needs.
Oh, right.
Alligators have a voracious appetite and require a specialized diet, often including live prey.
Yeah, that could get messy.
Providing adequate nutrition for a captive alligator can be costly and logistically challenging, not to mention potentially disturbing for some people.
It's not your average kibble and bits.
Definitely not. All right, now imagine a snake that's bigger than a breadstick. The reticulated python.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
These snakes can grow up to 32 feet long and are incredibly powerful.
32 feet, that's longer than a bus.
Reticulated pythons are constrictors, meaning they subdue their prey by wrapping their powerful bodies around it and squeezing.
Right, they basically suffocate their prey.
Imagine the strength it takes to constrict and suffocate an animal much larger than yourself.
That's incredible, really.
It's not hard to see how dangerous these snakes can be.
No, definitely not.
The sheer size and strength of reticulated pythons make them extremely difficult to handle safely. Even experienced handlers have been injured or killed by these snakes.
Yeah, it's a stark reminder that these are wild animals.
Definitely not a pet for the faint of heart or anyone without a highly specialized, secure enclosure.
For sure. You'd need like a fortress, not a terrarium.
And finally, let's address the leopard.
Okay, here we go.
Folks, let me say this loud and clear. Big cats are not pets.
Couldn't agree more.
Leopards are powerful and agile predators with sharp claws, teeth, and incredibly fast reflexes.
They're like the ultimate hunters.
They are also excellent climbers, making containment a major challenge.
Yeah, good luck keeping a leopard in your backyard.
And don't let their cautious nature fool you into thinking they're tame.
No, their instincts are still there.
Leopards are wild animals with strong hunting instincts.
And the idea that a wild animal can be truly tamed is often a misconception.
So true.
While some individuals may become accustomed to humans, their underlying instincts remain
All right.
and can be triggered by stress, fear,
Right.
or even something as simple as a change in their environment.
So a seemingly calm leopard could suddenly turn aggressive, posing a serious threat to anyone nearby.
It's just not worth the risk.
Okay, that covered some of the more obvious no-nos on this list.
Yeah, we've tackled some of the heavy hitters.
Stay tuned for part 2,
Looking forward to it.
where we'll delve into some surprising mentions.
Oh, this I gotta hear.
Animals you might not immediately think of as dangerous or unsuitable pets.
Okay, you've got my attention.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive.
Glad to be here.
We've covered some animals that most people would agree are not suitable pets.
Yeah, the big, scary ones.
But now we're moving into some territory that might surprise you.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
A perfect example is the hawk.
A hawk. Really?
Majestic birds of prey, often symbolizing freedom and power, but not exactly the ideal house pet.
Well, I guess not. Why not?
Well, think about it. Hawks are equipped with sharp talons and powerful beaks designed for hunting.
Yeah, they're natural predators.
Their prey includes small mammals, birds, even reptiles.
So those talons aren't just for show.
Definitely not. They can exert incredible force, inflicting serious injuries.
I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of that.
Keeping a hawk requires specialized knowledge, training, and permits.
So it's not as simple as just getting a birdcage.
It's not something to be taken lightly. And beyond the danger, think about their needs.
Like what?
Hawks require significant space to fly and exercise,
Right.
a very specific diet,
Okay.
and regular veterinary care from avian specialists.
So you'd need to find a vet who specializes in birds of prey.
Plus, you'd need to be trained in falconry,
Falconry.
the art of hunting with birds of prey.
Wow, that's pretty intense.
Falconry is a demanding practice,
Yeah,
requiring a deep understanding of the bird's behavior and instincts,
right.
as well as a commitment to responsible handling and training.
So not your average pet.
Okay, from high-flying predators to our next surprising entry, monkeys.
Monkeys, really?
I think everyone has, at some point, thought about how cool it would be to have a pet monkey.
I'll admit, I've thought about it.
But the reality of owning a monkey is far from the cute and cuddly image often portrayed.
Oh, I see.
Monkeys are highly intelligent and social animals,
Right.
and their needs are simply not met in a typical home.
They need a lot of space, right?
They require a lot of space, mental stimulation, and social interaction.
Yeah, I can see how that would be tough to provide in a house.
In the wild, monkeys live in complex social structures within their troops.
Right, they're not solitary creatures.
Confinement to a home environment can lead to boredom, frustration, and aggression.
And when monkeys get frustrated, they can bite.
And those aren't just playful nips.
Oh, no.
They can cause serious injuries requiring medical attention.
Ouch.
Furthermore, there are serious ethical concerns surrounding the exotic pet trade,
Right, where do these monkeys come from?
which often involves capturing wild monkeys
Okay.
and separating them from their families and natural habitats.
That's awful.
It's a cruel and unsustainable practice that contributes to the decline of wild populations.
Yeah, the demand for exotic pets fuels this harmful trade.
It's crucial to remember that wanting an animal as a pet shouldn't outweigh the animal's well-being.
Or contribute to harmful practices.
So while a pet monkey might seem fun, the reality is far more complex.
And often detrimental to the animal.
Now, we've discussed leopards,
Yeah, those were scary.
but it's important to understand that this applies to all big cats,
So lions and tigers, too.
including lions and tigers.
Wow, that's a whole other level.
It's easy to be awestruck by their power and beauty,
Yeah, they're magnificent creatures.
but these animals are not meant to be kept in homes.
Their size alone would be a problem.
Their size, strength, and predatory instincts make them inherently dangerous, even for experienced handlers,
You're talking about animals that can weigh hundreds of pounds?
and deliver fatal blows with their claws and teeth.
It's just not safe to have them around people.
Keeping such predators in residential areas is irresponsible.
And poses a significant risk to public safety.
And while we're on the topic of large and potentially dangerous animals, Let's not forget about bears.
Bears. As pets?
Bears might seem cuddly to some,
I guess some people might think that.
but they are incredibly strong and can be unpredictable.
Yeah, they're wild animals.
Their intelligence and curiosity, while fascinating,
Right.
make them very difficult to contain,
Think about it. Bears have a phenomenal sense of smell.
and are driven to forage for food,
What's stopping a pet bear from raiding your pantry?
or even worse, your neighbor's garbage cans.
Yikes, that wouldn't be good.
These natural behaviors, essential for their survival in the wild,
Right.
become major problems in a domestic environment.
It's a recipe for disaster.
Moving on to an animal that has gained popularity in the exotic pet trade,
Okay, what is it?
often due to its misleadingly cute appearance.
Sounds suspicious.
The slow loris.
Slow loris, those are cute, right?
Many people are drawn to the slow loris's large eyes and gentle demeanor,
Yeah, they look so sweet and harmless.
unaware of a surprising fact.
What's that?
They're venomous.
Venomous. I didn't know lorises were venomous.
Venomous primates.
That's crazy.
They have a gland near their elbow
Seriously.
that secretes a toxin,
Wow.
which they mix with their saliva and deliver through a bite.
So they're like a walking venom factory.
The slow loris is a perfect example of how the exotic pet trade can exploit vulnerable species.
Yeah, people see them as cute and cuddly, not knowing the dangers,
Driven by demand for unusual pets, slow lorises are often captured from the wild,
and taken from their natural habitats.
enduring horrific conditions during transport.
That's so sad.
Sadly, many die before reaching their destination.
It's heartbreaking.
This trade not only harms individual animals, but also disrupts entire ecosystems.
And threatens wild populations.
It's a stark reminder that our choices as consumers have far-reaching consequences.
We need to be more mindful of where our pets come from.
So, before considering any animal as a pet, thorough research is absolutely essential.
Absolutely. Do your homework.
Make sure you're not contributing to the illegal pet trade.
And that you truly understand the animal's needs.
And whether you can meet them ethically and responsibly.
It's all about making responsible choices.
Welcome back to the deep dive.
It's been a wild ride.
It has, hasn't it? We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
Yeah, lots of animals.
Exploring the reasons why certain animals, despite sometimes being legal to own, aren't really suitable as pets.
Right. Sometimes the law doesn't really reflect,
Yeah.
what's best for the animal.
We've talked about the challenges of meeting the needs of wild animals in captivity, the dangers they can pose,
Right.
and the ethical implications of the exotic pet trade.
Yeah, it's a complex issue.
It is, yeah. But what does this all mean for you, the listener?
Well, I think it highlights the importance of responsible pet ownership, right?
Yeah.
Our choices as consumers and citizens have a direct impact on the well-being of animals and the health of our planet.
So it's not just about saying no to owning certain animals.
Okay.
It's about understanding the bigger picture and making informed decisions about all our interactions with animals.
Whether it's choosing a pet, visiting a zoo, or supporting conservation efforts,
Exactly.
every choice we make has consequences.
And choosing to buy an exotic animal often supports a system that involves cruelty, habitat destruction, and the spread of invasive species.
Yeah, it's important to be aware of the impact our choices have.
And even with domesticated pets, it's crucial to do our research.
Right, don't just impulse buy.
Choose breeds that are appropriate for our lifestyle and provide proper care, training, and socialization.
Responsible pet ownership is about recognizing that animals are sentient beings,
With their own needs and desires.
not just objects for our amusement.
Or status symbols.
It's about making informed choices that benefit both the animal and the community.
So what can our listener do to be a more responsible consumer and advocate for animals?
Well, a great starting point is education.
Right, knowledge is power.
Learn about the animals you're interested in,
Mhm.
their natural behaviors, and the challenges of keeping them in captivity.
Hands-on experience can be incredibly valuable as well.
Oh, for sure.
Consider volunteering at a local animal shelter or wildlife rehabilitation center.
Yeah, you'll gain firsthand knowledge and learn from experts.
Another impactful action is supporting organizations working to protect endangered species and combat the illegal pet trade.
Right, those organizations are doing amazing work.
They rely on donations and volunteers to make a difference.
Every little bit helps.
And don't underestimate the power of your voice.
That's right.
Advocate for stronger laws and regulations that prioritize animal welfare and conservation.
Contact your elected officials.
Sign petitions, raise awareness in your community.
Make your voice heard.
As we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with a thought-provoking question.
Okay, I'm listening to...
If you could design the perfect habitat for one of the animals we've discussed today, what would it look like?
Interesting question.
Would it be a sprawling sanctuary?
A state-of-the-art zoo enclosure designed to mimic their natural environment.
Or something completely different?
Yeah, really think outside the box.
Let your imagination run wild and really think about what it truly means to provide a fulfilling and enriching life for an animal.
Their physical and social needs?
Their natural behaviors.
And what would allow them to thrive?
It's an exercise that can deepen our understanding and appreciation for the incredible diversity of the animal kingdom.
I love that.
That's all for this deep dive.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us. And remember, the journey of discovery never ends. Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep asking questions. Until next time, stay curious.